Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. Sorry I didn't get to film a video last week. I had a health scare and everything's okay, everything's great. I was able to get in and make sure that what I thought something was, it wasn't, so good news. So I'm excited to do a video this week. We're doing a little different this week, actually very different. I haven't used my Silhouette Cameo in forever, and I did this week. And I've never done a sketch challenge. So this is gonna be interesting. I'm trying to take it literally, but I guess you don't have to. So I don't know. So we'll see how it comes out. So this is the sketch anyways. So what I did was I took the sketch. Wait, ooh. Okay, so I took the sketch and I took it into my Silhouette. I traced it, I separated all the parts, and then I just cut them out. That's the one great thing about the Silhouette. I would assume you're able, I don't know if you're able to do it in the Cricut or not. I'm not sure. If somebody knows, put underneath. I just know in Silhouette, you go in, you trace it, and then you can pull your pieces apart. So I don't know. I don't think there's a trace function. I know you can upload images, but I don't know if it would cut as one image or how that would work. So anyways, so what I do know is I use my Cameo. I cut out all the pieces. So now we have the pieces. So I'm going to move this up so I can see it. And I'm sorry, I tried to actually let me kill my volume because every time I start a video, I get enormous amounts of emails. I get nothing all day. And then I start a video and I'm like the most popular person in the world. Oh goodness. And I'm doing something else different today. I'm doing a 5x7 card. I never do 5x7 cards. I usually do 4.5 by 5 1/4. So an A2 size card. This is an A7 size card. So what it is it's 10 this way, 7 this way. You score a 5 and voila, a 5x7 card. So I went ahead and I will show you our image. It's a Bugaboo. Is it? Okay. Hold on. I have to check. I don't want to say this wrong. I was just on this. I don't know if it is Bugaboo Stamps or Bugaboo Digi Stamps. Okay, welcome to Bugaboo Digi Stamps. So I was in here, and let me just show you where we can just search, do a keyword search, because I know. And here they are, the little kitties. They are so stinking cute. How cute are they? So that's the image I decided to color in this week. Now, as you know, so it's bugaboostamps.com, and you'll search for kitties, and the item number is right there if you'd like it. It's just so super cute, and you can use it for so many things. I thought it would be cute to send to my son. So we'll see what sentiment we end up using. Let me bring my sketch back up. So here's my little image that I colored all by myself. So for the gray kitty, it reminds me, this looks like my caramel kitty. I mean, they both have stripes and some white. And I don't know how to do that with Spectrum Noir markers. So we went with caramel and Nermal. So caramel's obviously like a caramel orange color, and Nermal's the gray and white color. Nermal from Garfield. Everybody thinks that name is so odd until I say Garfield. Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, so this is my image. So for Nermal, the gray cat, I used IG2 and IG4. And for Caramel, I used GB1 and GB4. And for the pinks in the ears, I used FS6, FS8. And for the little heart, I just used CR8 because that's all you really need. And I may put some Zaz Stickle thingamajiggies on there, but it's kind of small, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. So I will post, I just keep a little piece of paper. And this is a piece of advice. If you're new like I am and have no idea what you're doing, and you're just kind of bumbling along as I am, I scratch it on the paper. So I was like, okay, so what I do is I have, oh goodness, I have this big book, and in the front of it, I keep my chart. So when I want to go color something, what I will do is I take my chart out. Just let me take it out because this binder is kind of in the way. Make sure I didn't take my stamped image with it. Okay, so I'll take this out and I'm like, okay, I know I want to go in the gray family what grays go together. And I try to keep them kind of close together. So the IG2 right there and the IG4. So just darker shades. So this is huge. If you have the Spectrum Noirs and you're having trouble with colors and the colors don't look right, color this. This is invaluable. And I know I talked about it last week too, but I'll keep talking about it because it's amazing. And then all you do is just take, okay, like this one, I thought I was going to use the GB4. I thought I was going to use GB1, GB4, GB6. GB6 was way too dark for me to work with the GB1. I didn't like it. So I crossed that out. I just used those two. And this was FS 7. Right here. So I had 6 and 8 and I said, oh, let's try 7. 7 was too peachy for me. So I went with those two. And CR8, I just looked over here and I liked CR8, so I grabbed CR8. So that's how I do my coloring. I am a novice. Do not, you know, I'm not like in a position to give advice on it. I can tell you what I do, and that's all I can tell you. I can't tell you like how to color or anything. So I just went around, I'm trying not to waste time, but I just went around, I colored it all in with the GB1 for caramel, and then I went around the edges with the GB4 and his little spiky hair, and then I colored it all back in with the GB1. So I'll be able to get more shading and stuff as I go. But for now, I'm learning, I'm happy with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our card base aside, because if you remember in our picture here, we have some twine we're going to wrap around. And I don't ever like to show twine, seam binding ribbon, or anything on the inside of my card. I like this spot to be flat. You know, this I'll put the white piece of paper with the sentiment and usually some strips of paper to match the front. But I don't like to have anything show on the back. So let's get started with this first. So what we will do is this is our base piece. And actually, I haven't decided, but I think this will end up being our last piece, but I'm trying to think. I think we're going to pop this up with the baby foam dots. So we'll get out the big and the baby, and we will also get out something else I forgot, which was our twine. We have Scotch tape, so we should be good. Got hair all over the place. Okay, when I cracked, I had a new silhouette mat and oh my God, like static everywhere, hair sticking. Okay, so I've shared a little too much. So we don't have any of the little baby ones. I mean the little square ones. So we have the little squares. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use these because they're right here, right now. And then we will just make sure to, the biggest thing is to make sure the middle of your image isn't going to sink in, because you don't want that. And get this last little puppy on here. And you know what? Just because we're going to put a couple right here. All right, so we can get these out of the way for now. I don't know if I'm going to use any other dimension on my project or not. So let's get these off. I'm cutting my nails shorter and shorter. It seems weird. There's got to be like a perfect length that helps you in crafting, because either mine are too short or too long. I don't ever usually get the perfect thing. And don't mind my nails. I've been moving my stamps over from the actual stamp, you know, like the thing they come into CD cases. So my hands may look a little rough. Oh, that's not good. There's an ambulance outside. But the lights aren't on, so I guess that's okay. All right, let's try going the other way. Ah, that fits a little bit better, I think. Okay, so let me just take a peekaroo. I like that. So I'm gonna put it down, smush it all in there. Okay, we're smushed. Okay, so let's put our little kitties aside. So cute how that turned out. And I had a new mat, so like I said, I used a new mat. So my stuff's a little bendy because you kind of pull it off. I used Memento Rich Cocoa ink to go around the sides because the white was so stark. So I decided to do that. Okay, so the first piece that we're going to put down is going to be this piece here. And where we're using, I'm not going to use wet glue. I'm going to use the ATG because I'm using glitter paper. So it's patterned glitter. So if you do have the Cameo, I put my setting on glitter flocked cardstock and set my blade to 4, and it worked very well. My first cut, which I had done a print and cut of my Digi-Stamp. That's how I do my Digi-Stamps. And unfortunately, I forgot that the last thing I did on my Cameo was I made a t-shirt. So I used heat transfer, the HTV. So unfortunately, it didn't cut out all the way, and I had to use my trimmer, and it was a little irritating. So yeah. So we're going to try to get this as close as possible. All right, so we got this one down. Now I'm hoping, we can put a little bit of glue up under here, just to hopefully get that edge down. And the glue kind of blends in. Luckily, it's not like a light cardstock where the glue is going to show, because I want those down. I thought about flaring these up. All you would do is take a little glue dot and you would poke it under here, and it would pop your pennant up a little bit. Okay, so this one I got to be super careful with, because when I was taking it off, where it is a brand new mat, it was a little hairy scary there, hairy skelter, whatever you, I don't know how that, helter skelter is that saying. Oh, where are you guys? I can't hear you. I'm desperate. I need help. I think it's helter skelter. I don't know what that means. Right now it's hairy scary because this is all new. All right. Oh, I'm a little tweaky today. When am I not a little tweaky? My friend Joe calls me quirky. I like quirky. It's a nice thing for not saying you're odd. But I am quirky. Okay, so I think what we're going to do, because we're going to take half of this off. So I kind of want to get it like right there, I think. That's about the right spot. So what we're going to do is I'm using Stamps of Life, the Stamps of Life Cat 2 stamp. And I thought it would be cute to do the From Meow to You. And then we could even put that up there. So if we go ahead and let's see. Okay, so let's get, if I want to stamp on here though, I'm trying to decide. Okay, so this we will definitely pop up, I think, definitely. So I think if we put, maybe if we put the saying right here, we can slip the kitty in right there, or right there, and then have our sentiment. Let me go in a little bit so you guys can see, I'm sorry. And I am going to use the brown ink today. So I think From Meow to You is going to go right there, because we'll still have enough space right there. So let's go ahead and let's see what the best way to do this is. So I think what we're going to do is get this all lined up here to where, right about there. So I'm going to live on the edge. You know, I don't normally do such things. And I'm going to use my little precision scissors for this. Oops, sorry. And I'm going to just go ahead and hopefully trim this okay. All right. Not too shabby. I can live with it. And you can save this for another project. Okay, so now that we know, well, let's see. I don't like having these little things, so let's see if we can get rid of these. So it's kind of rounded instead of those little pokies. I don't like the pokies. Not like the hokey pokies, just the pokies. Okay, so oh, that looks crooked. We are going to do this here and this here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to line it up with the 4th dot here. And we'll go with that. And if it's a little off kilter, it's okay. It's okay-dokay. All right, let's see. We need a block. Luckily not this one. Ooh. Yep, stuff's getting knocked around. It's crazy and wild in this room. So, gotta clean it. So gonna clean it. If anybody wants to come over, clean my craft room, we could scrap too. Just let me know if there's anybody that obsessively cleans scrap rooms. I don't know anybody and I don't do it myself. So if there is somebody, all right, so we're gonna take this and I'm sure it will stamp beautifully. Just the first few times, get it in the ink. And actually, I may change my ink for this. I think I'm gonna change my ink. All right, let me change my ink and we'll be right back. Okay, so I switched my ink. This ink pad has been haunting me all week. Every time I go to get my black one, this one tries to pop out. The Texas Chocolate. I'm loving her hybrid inks. They just stamp so beautifully. I just absolutely adore them. So hopefully it will work okay on our project today because we've already cut it out. So hopefully it will stick. It doesn't help I'm shaking for some reason. I don't know why. All right, there, beautimous. It is absolutely beautimous. All right, so we've got a beautimous stamped image and we will take care of that later. All right, so let's go ahead. I keep getting pieces of hair on me, man. I don't know how I have any hair on my head. I assure you I do, I just don't know how because I lose a lot of hair. Not that you guys really care or need to know that, but I'm a sharer. I try not to share really inappropriate information. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna remove our stamping pad because we don't wanna do that. And we're gonna just try to get some of these edges here without getting any in the middles. Just so we have a little extra. Like I said, where it's patterned, where it's glittered cardstock, you always want to have a little extra on there. So, and I just use my Tombow permanent adhesive for that. Oh, another piece of little hair. There we go. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this so that it's nice and centered and aligned with the top. That looks good to me. And again, you could flare this up if you wanted to with those little dots. Okay, so our next part is going to be, the next part we'll do our buttons next. I think we're gonna go ahead and use the green ones. I used, dun, 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 dun. I hope they're at the front. Yes, they are. I used Emma's dies. For my creative time, the stitched button dies. I used the 2 circles, so the big one and the little one. And I did it, I went through 7 times because I wanted like a chipboard type looking thing, button. So I had done them in the brown and the blue, but I think the green's nice because it pulls in a pop off the back paper. So I like that. And I did them in the little ones too. So let's go ahead, and for these ones, I'm gonna need my Ever Fabulous Tweezerbees. So we'll go ahead and we'll get the big button over here. So I just kept stacking them up. Like I said, I think I'm like 90% sure there were 7. I counted, that was my last count, and I think that's when I stopped making them. And the reason I'm using the Scotch Quick Dry is I have a little wiggle time. So if I mess up, I can wiggle it a little bit, but I didn't, and it's so cute and it matches my paper. That's what I love. And this is my first time using these dies, so I'm like so proud. I'm using stuff that's in my stash. And I'm going to have to because I've spent a lot of money lately on trying to get organized, and you know how that goes. You're just in buying stuff to get organized. A few other things jump in your cart because you don't have enough to organize already. So you need more. Okay, now, I'm pretty literal. I'm pretty literally going by the sketch. So it goes around twice and then it ties a bow through the button, but it does it underneath. So I don't think I'll be able to do that. I don't know how that works. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out a little bit. All right, and we're gonna get that out of the way so you do not have to look at it. We're going to hold the camera while we reach for our kitty tape dispenser. And we're going to get a piece of tape. And since it wants a bow, I'm gonna kinda do this, I think. It's about here from what I can tell. I don't know if this is how you're supposed to do sketch challenges or not. I have no idea. Never done one. So I'm kind of new to the whole thing. So I am just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. Okay, so I got that. Maybe I want it. I'm trying to think here. Okay, so I want to go around another time. We're going to bring that down. We're going to go down, go around another time. Okay, and that's our 2 times here, because then this will come up. Okay, so we're good. So we need to cut off what we don't need. And this one's pretty long, so we don't need all that. We don't need all that. So it looks like, I think I'm going to use the nice big button. I like that. Hopefully it won't block my from meow to you. So it looks like what you're supposed to do is feed in through the button this way. You see, this is something new too. Never done a button backwards, I guess is what you would call it. And feed in this way. Okay, maybe I can pull this off. All right. This is why I love being on design teams. You get to, there's terror the whole week because I generally do not get them done before they are due. So there's terror the whole week on, oh my God, I don't know how to do that, or that's not my style. I've never done that before. Oh my gosh. And it's just absolute terror. And then, you know, something good comes out of it. So then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to tie a bow. And hopefully tie a bow. Oh, it's not really going the way I want it to go. But we can finagle. Last week when I did it off camera, let me tell you, everything was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. Okay, and there's we kind of got to leave bigger loops this time because it's going to flip and be like this. And before we glue it down, we want both of those going down. So what I'm going to do is take an itty bitty piece of tape. I'm sorry this is so long, guys, but I've heard from a lot of my people that watch my videos and they like the long videos. So they say they move at a good clip and they like the fact that I don't fast forward. So I don't know how to fast forward. So even if I wanted to, I'm sure it's something I could learn. I just don't. Yeah, I just don't. I like to show you the whole process. I don't want to cheat you out of anything here. Okay, so now we got this. So we just got to find, let's get this out of the way. We just have to find our little tails here, which are right here. All right, so I guess we pulled this off, gang. I've never done this before. See, so I told you it was just a whole day of different things. All right, and that's tied down. So we'll just kind of leave that like that. And we're gonna go ahead and snap. I don't want to have too little there, but I don't want too much either. Okay, so we got that. So we didn't use our other little button, so I'll save that for another project. And I can show you just how thick it is. I think it was 7 of them, I think, was the part. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get this put onto our card front, then we'll get our cute little image put on, and then we are done, folks. We are all done. Now, I don't know what I'm going to use this card for at this point. I don't know what the purpose will be, if it'll be a birthday card or what it will be. So I will leave the decision on that later. Let's see. Okay, and I cut my card so that there was 1/8 of an inch. So it would be, oops, did too low here. All right, let's see. Okay, I just went 1/8 down. So 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. And a little crooked. All right. It's nice and thick at the top. And that's the good thing about ATG. As long as you don't stick it down or give it a lot of pressure, you can kind of, I say that now, you can kind of wiggle. And sometimes in card making, you just need to wiggle. All right. I'm happy with the wiggling. We're done wiggling. All right. So we're good. So here's our card. We got a little strings there. We got our little bow coming out of there, and this is all new to me. It's just all exciting. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pop that little puppy up. The only thing that I don't understand as far as like, I had to put my image on here, so, but there wasn't the square to put the kitty on, so I don't know. That's where I got confused. I didn't know how literal to take the sketch, so I took the sketch very literal, figuring that if I did that, then, you know, the addition of my image was, you have to have an image. Where are you going to put it? And I even thought of putting my kitties, just printing them off and putting them right here, like on a white piece of paper, but I didn't like that. I went back and forth. This was like a few day kind of conundrum for me. I just, you know, I was like, just don't know. What am I going to do? So I arrived at the thing that I would follow the sketch to the T, and that I would just put my image on a little square, add it in there, and call it good. So now it's deciding where, I kind of don't want to block that. So I think what we're going to do is offset it, because I don't really like it. I don't know. I kind of like the idea. I just kind of want to be able to see everything, but I like having that little brown border because otherwise it matches this. Because I thought of doing this, but no. I think what we'll do is kind of like right there maybe, because right there, it leaves a lot of this empty down here, so I kind of don't like that. And I kind of want you to be able to see the doily. So I think we're going to go here. Well, actually, we're going here because I set it down there. So what we will do is I will see if, oh goodness, I don't think I have a piece of white paper in here. And I don't think there are any light enough in the stack to use. So what we will do is, sorry, I really should have thought ahead for the inside of the card. And I didn't. So let me see. Oh, here's a piece of white. Okay, let me grab it. And let's wiggle this out of the way. Then we'll go ahead. Like I said, I'm not going to put my sentiment on, but I can go ahead. So it's 5 by 7. So I'm going to go up here, 4 7/8. I mean 5 7/8, right there. 4 7/8. Sorry. Yeah, 5 by 7. So it would be, oh goodness, just going crazy, guys. Okay, so then we come up here and we want that last line, and hopefully this is right. It gets a little more complicated. I love my Fiskars trimmer. Ooh, as I knock you around. But I wish it kept up the same. As it goes to, after I think 6 1/4, it goes to the 16th measurements, and I kind of wish that it would stay on the the quarters. So what we're going to do is we're going to see what I have for scraps, and that's a good scrap. I don't know if I could start out with that. Let's see how big this is first. And again, I'm sorry for the time, guys, but all right, it's like almost 2. So let's go to 1 1/2. I seem to like that, or maybe down just an 1/8 of an inch. I like the 1/8 of an inch measurements for some reason. I don't know why. I just like them. Okay. So we'll go ahead and do this one. And I think we're going to go ahead and do the brown as well. So we will probably take this down. We did 1 so let's try 1 1/8 and see if we like that. Let's take it down to 1. All right. Oops. Oh, it just cut crooked. Oh, that's not good. All right. So we'll line this edge up with the 1, maybe. Here we go. Okay, we got this. Go ahead and trim this off. Just trim the paper. Sometimes I don't know this stack, and I will put the name of the stack on my blog. So I'm just going to go ahead, and I just use the makeup sponges for my doing this with my cards, because they're so cheap at Dollar Tree. You get a bunch of them, and I just throw them away. I was going to keep them, but there's really no point. Oh, I have to actually do that again because I didn't cut it correctly. There we go. So I just got to redo the edge. Just helps it a little bit so it's not so stark. And the white, well, the white's stark, but white's white. And I want white so I can stamp my sentiment and have enough room to write a personal note on it. But lately I don't know how you guys are doing this, but lately I've been more not wanting to put a sentiment on it because I just don't know what I might use it for. I like being able to go in there and say, oh, this is cute. Let me use this for this. Because I've had it where I've done cards, and I've done it for a birthday, and I'll have another function. I'm like, oh, that card's really cute. I wish I could use it for this, but I can't because I've already stamped in it. So I've gotten caught more than one time. I've gotten caught what you call a little short. So I have decided to not do that anymore. Okay, so we've got that, and we're going to go ahead and get this in here. Make sure it fits. Yes, it does. All right. So we're going to get this going. Okay, and then when it comes time, I can go ahead and put in whatever sentiment I want. I have a friend that, there was a sentiment I really wanted to use today, but it was long. And I didn't think it fit very well. So there's our card right there for Meow to You in there. I wanted to use my other friend. I have a friend that has cats like I do. And I wanted to use, you say crazy cat lady like it's a bad thing, but it would have been quite large. So thank you so much. So I'll just show you. There's the sketch and there's my card. So I think I did good. I hope I did good. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I apologize for the long video. I appreciate every single one of you that watch my video, and I am so thankful when you guys leave comments because it makes, you know, the time I put into doing the video, editing the video, and all that worth it. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to head on over to my blog and check that out at www.crazycatladycraft.blogspot.com. And as always, happy crafting!